Hey everyone, Mark Power here again, and just want to talk about my personal struggle that I had with stuttering. I started stuttering as a preschooler, like most people who stutter. And the way I know that is my mom told me we had a neighbor who was about 2 or 3 years old, and when I would play with him and stutter, he would tease me about it. And that really bothered my mother a lot. So I didn't see that preschooler again. I don't think it caused any lasting damage with me because I really did not realize it was happening in the first place. So when I got to about the third grade was really the first time that I realized that I stuttered, and it happened in the classroom. In this third grade class, every day there was a new student chosen to announce the weather for the class for that day. And you just walked up in front of the class. They had a fake microphone that was on the stand, and you just said, "This is room 207," and you said the weather. Well, I thought that was great. And when it was my turn, I was looking forward to it. So I got up there and I said, "This is room," and I couldn't get the word out. The rest of the class, they laughed. And actually, I thought it was kind of weird myself. So I ended up laughing with them. Then I tried again. And I said, "This is room," and the rest of the class laughed again. This time I did not laugh. I knew that was out of my control. And I sat down. That was the first time that I knew that I really stuttered. So moving forward, next thing that happened was in high school. I didn't really have terrible speaking situations until then, but when I was enrolled in a new high school, they had a meeting every morning. It was called chapel. And during this meeting, they had a senior speech, and they gave the opportunity to every senior to give a 20-minute talk before they graduated. So I joined the school as a freshman, and guess what? I dreaded every time I saw a senior get up and give that speech. I was playing the movie forward, and I knew that at some point that would be me. And I knew that I wouldn't be able to do that. So I was really scared to death. When I became a junior, fortunately, they got rid of that custom. They didn't have enough time. So that turned out very well. When I was in college, I was studying psychology, and I noticed that in the schedule of classes, they had a group that met on Thursday night at the speech and hearing department for stuttering. So I joined that group, and I showed up there on Thursday nights. The hardest part for me was walking in there, and there was this really nice lady who was the secretary, kind of behind a counter. And all I needed to do was find out about the stuttering group. And I walked up to her, and I was so scared, and I stuttered. And then I went into the group situation, and there were other people who stuttered in there. So it was actually a good experience. They really didn't know what to do with stuttering treatment, but it was a good group to just feel better about my stuttering and to share the experiences. So coincidentally, that same group at that university, several years later, after I got a master's degree in speech pathology at that same department, I went on to be invited to be the person who supervised those stuttering groups. And I also taught the stuttering classes and graduate classes in that same university. Who knew? Then I want to tell you, go back to when I was in college and graduated with that speech pathology degree. My first job was at a rehabilitation hospital, which was a great honor. And I worked with people who had strokes, and I still stuttered. But working with the stroke patients, they probably didn't understand half of what I was saying because of their disorder and their brain understanding. So I wasn't really threatened by that situation in the therapy part of the job. But then every Friday I had to do a staffing, and the staffing I had to just read a little progress note. But it was around a big mahogany table, and all of the therapies were there: physical therapy, occupational therapy, the doctor, and the family was there. And when they got around to say speech therapy, I remember I had a 30-second block. I couldn't get anything out for half a minute. Not a very good presentation for your speech therapist working in a hospital. That was terrible. Then I finally found a treatment program in the 80s called prolonged speech that actually I had to fly out to the University of Pittsburgh, and I stayed there for a week, and I went to treatment for several hours a day, and that worked for me. I learned a different way of speaking. It took a lot of work, and after the week, I was able to use that speech in controlled situations. I was able to use it with other students and a little bit with people in stores. But it wasn't until about a year later that I did work every day to make that happen in all of my speaking situations. And then about 2 years after that, I was invited to give a workshop at a ballroom convention center in front of 200 speech pathologists with a PowerPoint presentation and a microphone. And I never thought I'd be able to do something like that. But halfway through it, I realized that I hadn't stuttered at all, and I was really enjoying this. Everybody was hanging on my every word. Maybe because they all knew I stuttered before and were waiting for me to relapse, but I didn't. And I ended up doing many more workshops and enjoying every minute of it. So I want to let you know that my struggle for stuttering taught me that it's hard, and there's really no way around it, but there is hope. There are effective treatment programs now, but with these treatment programs, you can't do it alone. You need to find a mentor that can walk you through the program, somebody who's not just somebody who stutters, but somebody who knows how to implement and take you through a program that has been shown to be effective. And I have such a program, and anytime that you would like to find out more about that, you can follow the directions after this video, and I really hope I can help. Thanks a lot. Mark Power here, and if you like this video, then don't forget to like and subscribe for more helpful videos like this one. Also, be sure to hit the share button and leave us a comment below so that others can benefit from it as well. I'll be recording a lot more helpful videos like this one to help you overcome your stuttering. And if you'd like to be notified, then click on the bell icon below.